Yes, George. Now I'll be answering your second question concerning the information session that you just mentioned, that it was held today, this morning, from 10 to 11 a.m. Well, you can say that this was the information session, but I will not agree with you. For me, by the way, I attended that session. To me, it was a pre-planned, staged drama done by the Town of Milton officials. The purpose was not to meet the needs of the people, not to brief them. The purpose was, the prime purpose, it looks to me, might be I'm wrong, you can disagree with me, but the prime purpose, I think, was just to have something in the files to use in future if the need arises. For example, if the Town of Milton people decide to go to the court in future, or if the issue is landing in the ombudsman's office. So the town officials wanted to have something in their files to present it there, that we, the town people, did involve the public in this consultation on ARU units. We did brief the people, we did invited the questions, and we did answer the questions, blah, blah, blah. So they wanted to keep something in their hand to use, as I said, that if the need arises. Why I said it was a stage drama, just allow me to discuss it one by one. Let's start with the timing. The day chosen is a working day, Tuesday. Timing, 10 to 11. Look at the timing. The people are either at the workplaces, if they are doing jobs, or if they are businesses, they're running their businesses. In both cases, they're workplaces. So to keep the attendance low, purposefully, they selected this day. The need will be served. We are going to have a session. Nobody's gonna, object that. It will be a plus point for us that we will be saying that we are gonna conduct a session, but technically we are deceiving the people. There will be very low attendance on that. It was done purposefully, believe you me. Number two, we assume. Why didn't they try to manage this session in person in the town hall? Why didn't they? I wish everybody has access, but I'm afraid there might be many people who don't have access to sophisticated kind of computational devices where they can log in and they can use Zoom or the team meeting. What they were using is not in my mind, whether it was Teams meeting or it was Zoom meeting. Why didn't they select in person in the town hall, and why didn't they select some time, even if they were going on online meeting? Why didn't they select a time that was convenient for the people? Why didn't they go for some evening timing or some weekend, for example, on Saturday, to increase the attendance of the people? For me, this is purposefully done. Secondly, there was nothing new in that presentation. As I said, that I was there. All the information, all the brief answers, those are pre-written texts. All the people, these 3-4 people sitting there, they were reading those pre-authorized, pre-authored, sorry, not authorized, might be authorized too, pre-authored, authorized by the legal consultant, might be authorized by the media and public relation person, that this is the text that you can read. Because all the information that they were telling, that was basically already available on the town website. There was nothing new. And number 3, just look at that. They asked for the, they asked for the questions to be submitted with the meeting registration. This is a kind of way, when the politicians avoid sitting in live sessions of TV interviews. When you involve some minister, when you involve prime minister or anyone, from political background, they normally ask the anchor persons, could you please provide us the questions that you're going to ask so that we can come prepared. So the same thing they did. They asked people to provide them the questions, and they wrote their answers. By the way, those were very well written answers, brief, to the point, and I'm sure that those are provided to them by the legal consultant or by the media relation person. They wrote those answers to them, and they just provided those. We don't know how many questions even were submitted. They just answered 7 or 8 questions. So it served them dual purpose. Number one, they got the opportunity to filter out the questions, to choose the questions that they want to answer, and secondly, they can prepare the answers in a well way. It's very difficult to answer the questions in live sessions. So they took the opportunity, and I personally believe after attending that meeting, even the entire meeting was designed. The entire everything that was said actually was based on the questions. So they took the questions, they designed the entire, the fabric of the meeting, all the arguments that they were giving, all the statements they were reading. Everything was based on the questions. So they had the questions. So considering those questions in the view, they planned everything. Okay. And they avoided the live questions. At the end, yes, for some times they said, okay, we are going to open the Q&A session at that time. And even at that time, they didn't invite live questions. They didn't ask people to ask them questions live. As I said, that there might be some hard question coming, and nobody can answer that. So they wanted to avoid the situation. So they said there'll be no live question answer. You can submit your questions in a written form. Okay. It's a play. Let me tell you, as a consultant, I can tell you that when we are managing these kind of things, we want to slow down the pace of the meeting, these kind of discussions. We ask people, please write your questions, and the writing needs some kind of effort. And people need to formalize this question. People need, what's the text I'm going to use? It's a linguistically correct question. Is there any tense-related, grammar-related mistakes? So people take time to write those questions. And this is the thing that can put the entire pace in a very, very slow mode and can give them a chance to compose themselves. And again, we don't know how many questions were coming to them and how they were filtering those questions. But even then, when they didn't, invite the people for the live questions, they were answering the written questions that were coming to them. And as I said, that they were even filtering those questions. They were not replying to every question. They filtered the question, and still there were some awkward situations for them. Let me give you an example. There was one question, if I remember correctly, someone asked that provide us the data, how many fires were reported to the fire department this year or the previous year, and how many were related to the additional residential units. That's quite a simple data. The fire department people should have come prepared. But to this question, there were 3 guys we can say that those 3 guys sitting from the fire department, fire chief or assistant, they were unable to provide the answer on that. The answer was, I can't provide you the exact answer, but safety is a prime issue. They were hiding behind 2 phrases. In the entire meeting, they were hiding themselves behind 2 phrases. Number 1, safety is our concern. And secondly, the council approved it. These were 2 phrases they were using frequently. Okay, this is one question. There was another question. Okay, the question was asked by someone, if I'm not wrong. The question was that why there is no internal data sharing. That kind of question was that why there is no internal data sharing while registering these ARU units or while following the procedural steps. This kind of question was that. And interestingly, nobody was ready to answer that question. Suddenly, the person, she was a very nice lady, by the way. She was very composed. The person who was conducting this entire session, I think she was from public relations or the media director, something like that. She introduced herself. My apologies to her that I couldn't keep her name in mind and I couldn't keep her designation, but she was a nice person. She was trying to manage it in a nice way. When she felt that nobody's going to answer the question, it's going to be a little bit difficult question, tricky question. So she took the mic in her hand and she started saying, look, we are trying to collaborate, but the thing is that there are 2-3 different departments involved. There's a zoning department involved, there's a bylaw department involved, there's inspection department involved. That was absolutely a wrong answer to that question. The question was basically why there's no internal data sharing. Mean that when people, why you guys are asking people to come and submit new applications and submit all the materials. I told you in my last answer that I told you my personal experience that they're asking submit them with the application, submit them the permit, the approved permit by the town of Milton. They're asking people to submit the drawings of the basement. They're asking people to submit the drawing for the entire home. They're asking people to the applicants who are there to register their ARUs to provide them the safety inspection report. Actually, all these things are basically already in the system. All inspection reports by the town inspectors when they used to visit these ARUs under construction, they get all these things. So the question was related to why there is no internal data sharing going on between the town, that this information is already with you. That why you guys are asking people, why you are putting additional burden on people to come to you, fill the forms and provide you all this information. Why don't you do it yourself? So this was the question basically, but she took it wrongly. She said, no, there are 3 departments going on. She tried to, to satisfy the person who asked the question, but believe me, I was laughing. I was not on camera, but I was laughing. What was the question and what kind of answer the person got. And lastly, there was another question. And it put everybody in an awkward situation. The question was there any prior discussion on additional residential units before starting this pilot program? What they said. And everybody was looking at each other. There was no answer. The person who was conducting the meeting, she asked from one person, I think the Robin, or there was... I'm sorry, I couldn't keep the names of the persons in mind. So she asked from one person about this question, and the answer was, well, as far as I don't remember. Might be the other person is in the position of answering. So the mic was with the other person. The same, I don't remember what happened, but there was something happened related to it. They were trying to mix it with there was some town hall meetings, I think a couple of months back or 1 year back, or I remember that, but those were about the future plans of the city and about some proposed bylaw changes, but there was nothing related to ARU discussed at that time. So in reality, there was nothing, there was no past consultation happened. So just to avoid that, they knew that there was nothing. So just to avoid this answer, they was throwing they were playing like a football. They were kicking ball to other person and the other person was kicking back. So everybody was saying, well, we don't remember, but there was actually something happened. But in reality, there was nothing. So this was, and then again, 1 hour. In 1 hour, what can you do? In 1 hour 40 minutes, they took to read out their pre-authored, and as I said previously, pre-authorized statements. They took 40 minutes. And then, some minutes they answered the pre-selected questions. They invited the questions, and they wrote their answers before conducting that session. And even, as I said, the filtered out questions, we don't know how many questions were submitted. So they selected the questions of their own choice, and they read out their statements on that. And as I said, there was nothing new. They were saying safety concerns. Nobody was opposing them, the safety concerns. The registration is necessary. Nobody's saying that registration is unnecessary. People are saying registration is necessary. Do the registration. People are saying, why you are grabbing this extra money? Why you are not involving, this process with the main process of when the basements are under construction, when the people take permit, inspections are done, these ARU or legal basement is declared residence fit. Why don't you involve these safety inspections, these fire inspections at that time? Why you are creating, the second phase for the people? Why don't you want to, give them a chance to fulfill all the demands of the town of Milton, all the requirements, if they're bylaw requirements or the safety requirements or the fire department requirements? They can't be managed in one go at the time when the basements are under construction. Why to create two phases? Number one, to construction phase, and then secondly, suddenly sending them the notice that now apply for these kind of inspections to get the license. That's unnecessary kind of things. But they're not admitting it. I don't know why they're not admitting it. Might be there's some legal problems for them. They don't want to merge these two systems. These two procedures that can easily be merged. Why they're not merging it? I don't know. I've answered this question why they're asking people. I have discussed this the whole registration process in my previous answer. I don't want to repeat the things again, but here, as I said, that this answer is just related to the information session that you said, but in fact that was not a information session. That was a pre-planned stage drama, that I would say.